Hey everyone, welcome to episode 6 of the LOWBAT Podcast. On this episode, we sit down with Tyler and Duncan, who were both going through a whole experience that will be explained on the podcast. We also talk a little bit about video games, how they each met our fearless leader Ethan, and an interesting story about Casey that leads to a surprise guest on the episode. This was honestly a train wreck in all sorts of ways, but we had fun recording it and hope you enjoy. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review. All feedback is appreciated. And now, the second crew edition of the LOWBAT Podcast with Tyler and Duncan.
You are now listening to the LOWBAT Podcast,
a weekly show highlighting members of our local creative community and featuring topical conversations with members of the LOWBAT production team. We're your hosts, Casey House
and Fabian Castaneda. Through our own experiences as musicians, visual artists, and business owners, we saw an opportunity to provide a platform for people just like us to deep dive into what it's like to pursue a lifestyle outside of the norm.
Without further ado, welcome to the LOWBAT Podcast.
Duncan, I hope that you never know happiness or peace for the rest of your life.
That's fucked
Holy
up.
shit.
We need to address that.
Dude literally cannot stay quiet.
Holy shit.
Dude, that's
Oh
great.
my God. Right before we started, Duncan let out the grossest,
I think it was a burp.
that was like a burp from your stomach.
Dude,
that
I'll
was
get another
awful.
one too. I'm drinking Sprite.
Are you
ahead,
bubbly?
let it out.
No, I mean, I
Please
gotta
don't
build
let
it up.
Oh, okay, fair
It's going
enough.
to happen
Yeah.
randomly.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Please don't let it out again.
Oh, God.
There's gonna
Duncan,
be no
how does
warning.
it feel not being part of the intro audio?
I'm there in spirit.
And they're in spirit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's true. Tyler's in it too, isn't
Tyler's in it?
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
Wow.
Voice of God is in it?
he? Noob.
Mm.
Welcome.
We're just gonna have to replace Tyler. I'm fine with that.
Not
I'm
only,
fine with that too.
not only welcome to you, but welcome to everybody else. Welcome to LOWBAT Podcast.
What's up?
This is our second attempt at it. We'll see. We'll see how this goes because we have a very interesting circumstance going
Wow,
on.
very little faith.
Oh,
Second attempt.
Well, here's
Attempt?
here's why though. You wanna go ahead and let the people know what's going on with you two right now?
Oh, all right.
I wanna get that out of the way right now.
Where's the? Oh, you took the mug away. Okay. I had about 1.5 grams. I think it was
Yeah.
1.5 grams of shrooms steeped in tea. So that was what, like 25-ish minutes ago.
When you started.
So, I mean, we're gonna see how that rocks out.
About 30 minutes ago. 40. So it should be kicking in soon.
Yeah, Duncan also did the same thing.
Yep.
So hopefully what we get to watch is
Two people
them
devolve into
completely
madness.
completely lose their humanity on the podcast.
I'm here for it.
I'm very excited about that.
Sounds pretty hardcore.
Man, this is going to be some good shit. So you guys playing Cyberpunk?
I played
I
the first
haven't.
bit.
You what?
Just the first bit?
Just the first
Okay,
bit.
so same. Who did you
Okay.
choose?
The Nomad.
You said you aren't?
I haven't played it.
I know you have been.
I have.
You're
Well,
like,
I haven't
deep in it.
I haven't been playing it. I played it enough to kind of get a feel for it, but I've made the decision that there's not much to play right now with my original PS4.
Oh no!
Oh, yeah. I forgot that's
You
your circumstance.
Poor child.
Yes.
Oh man, but
Yeah.
you've been experiencing the glitches and stuff.
Honestly, there are glitches, but like something I would expect from a large, open world game. First, like no patch essentially, like day zero patch.
That's kind of a problem though, right?
I mean,
Like
They worked on the game
that's
for 8
something
years.
that's something
it's a
that
big problem.
whenever like the 360 and PS3 came out and like online was happening and everything, I remember like foreseeing the fact that like games were going to be released early and then fixed later. I knew that was going to become a thing,
Oh, look at you.
and it did. And then with PC, like Steam started doing early access and stuff like that, and I was like, if it's free, that's fine. But like, it always bothered me to like pay. It's like pay full price or even pay partial for an unfinished game, and it's like it makes sense to an extent, but whenever like you're releasing a broken game, that always bothered me. So I remember because the Wii was out at the same time, and I remember they were releasing Twilight Princess, and that game came out. That game was supposed to come out in October of like whatever year, and then it came out October of the following year, or maybe even 2 years later. I remember I had it pre-ordered, and they pushed it back like over a year. But I was fine with that because the game came and it worked. It worked properly, unlike every other game
That
that's
seems like
been
it's-
released since.
That's such a huge achievement now. Like you
Yep.
get your game out there and it works the day that it's out there.
Yeah,
It's such like a monumental task.
well, you
And,
gotta
like,
think about like how video games are like released nowadays. Like everything is like number 1, number 2, number 3. It's like a sequel type thing. Like whenever a brand new game comes out, like it usually sucks.
It usually
Because
it's like
all
online
they're-
coming later.
Yeah,
and
like because usually
no
because all these
features.
games are just they're adding incrementally every title,
Mhm.
so they only have to fix so much stuff.
It's like Call of Duty 69.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Nice.
Well, but the argument for Cyberpunk completely, in my opinion, gets demolished by Breath of the Wild and just the existence of Breath of the Wild. That game is unbelievably massive. Works fine. Day one, to my knowledge. I'm sure there may have been some glitches, but like that's to be expected in any game ever. But like it worked.
how many
properly
platforms is
never
it
seen
on?
a glitch.
How many platforms is it on?
Okay. That's a fair point. Okay. All right. That's a fair argument.
Like
I
I
only
again,
have to put it on 2. It's on 2.
yeah. Again, like me having got it, and I've been on a
Clear my throat.
PS4 Pro. Like literally bought in 2014 PS4. Like I didn't expect mine to run well because they tailored it to the new generation of consoles. I know people that have played it on PS5 and have run into minimal issues.
Well, they didn't tailor it to anything really.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
people
they haven't
on,
done,
on
they haven't
PC
done it because it's still the same thing.
Yeah.
But like just like loading times and like and rendering like that's not an issue.
Mhm.
Even though it's the same thing, that was disgusting. Even though it's the same
Felt
thing,
gross.
I think the SSD
just
is like the
runs
biggest
better.
difference.
yeah.
Honestly, like and I know my buddy Jordan, he has been playing it extensively, and I think he just maybe last week ran into his first like actual like glitch, and he like went into a cafe and there was like somebody T-posing on a couch, and, and he was
Were
just
they
like
sitting and T-posing, or were
here
they
it is.
standing on
They were
it?
standing,
Okay.
and he was just like, oh, okay, and that was like really it. I think he's run into a couple like I don't even know. I'm pretty sure that's mostly it. And he plays on PC, and he actually just got a 3060. So he's now playing with ray tracing and everything too, which I'm very jealous of. Minecraft with ray tracing is so pretty. It's so annoying because it's like not a pretty game, but like
Minecraft.
The
is a-
possibilities.
oh yeah,
I feel like I'm in the vast minority in saying this. Minecraft is a dumb game.
no,
Or
it is.
rather, I should say, I don't find any joy in Minecraft.
I've
I've
just never
have
been
you
able
played
to
with
play.
other people.
I've never
Yeah.
been able, like, I mean,
I would never play it by myself.
once
honestly.
Yeah,
or
never.
twice, someone tried to get me into it. Like, I have it. I bought it because I was like, someone convinced me to buy it. They were like, hey, we're going to do this like MMO kind of like mod or like mod pack for it. And I was like, fine, whatever. We'll try it out. And it was cool. It's impressive that you can do all of that stuff in Minecraft. I don't want to take anything away from anyone that does like any of the wild shit you can do in basically this land of Legos,
This land of squares.
this land of cubes,
Yeah.
like all the ridiculous shit you can make. But like I've never found anything fun about it.
It to me. I usually use it almost passively, like so.
That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, like I had a world with a bunch of friends, and we built like houses and stuff. We built like a community, and we all had our own houses and everything. And then it expanded to like we would basically just we'd want to hang out, but like over Xbox was where we started, and it was like we just use it as a tool to be able to be busy and talk. So we'd just be like, oh, we're gonna build this sprite or something, or like, oh, we're gonna build a hotel, or we're gonna build a hospital, or whatever. And just kind of like we would play on creative, and so you just have all the blocks that you want, and you just spawn them, and it was very just like, oh, we're just gonna build this thing just to add to the world, and then we just have good conversation while doing it. It's like as opposed to like sitting there and forcing conversation, like what we're doing currently, without
Wow.
yeah, right.
Conversation's never forced with you, Casey.
It's it's forced with you.
I can leave.
No, I'll
That's
play.
fine.
I'll play.
Nah, fuck it.
I'll look
Nah,
at that
fuck
later.
it. Say
I'll
what
play
you
it.
gotta say, motherfucker. Say what you need to say.
No, I'm playing. It's
No, you playing? All right. But,
anyways, I'm talking to Duncan now.
what?
Do it.
I'll see all
Tyler.
of you later.
All right.
Do we have a sub in the building?
Someone else jump in.
Yo,
We got options. But yeah, I
Danny
use
on.
I
it.
will cry right here.
I
It'll be
mostly
all
use
your
it
fault.
passively. I am starting again right now in a not creative, but a survival world, which was fun at first. It's now not as fun because we've pretty much done it, and it's like, okay, we have a community. We have like barriers. There's no monsters. I'm building a house, but it's kind of like I'm just kind of doing it just for the sake of doing it. So I think it's losing its gusto already, but it's mostly fun for just conversation.
You know what game I want to play again? I want to play Left 4 Dead 2 again.
Dude,
So bad.
It was $2, and I had to buy it for. I'm gonna keep talking about him, Jordan, because that's who I mostly play video games with. And we played it for like 5 minutes because they released a new campaign, like a new like actual campaign by Valve or whatever. And I was like, I want to play it. I missed Left 4 Dead, and I was like, the game's $2, dude. I bought it for him. We started to play it. He got something happened, and then he stopped playing, and we haven't played it since.
Damn.
Is that one of those things where it, like you play it for like 20 minutes and it's over? Like
Left
those
4 Dead?
campaigns? Yeah, or the campaigns in Left 4 Dead.
No, it's
They're like
they're
5
levels.
acts. Yeah.
They're levels. So it's basically get from A to B. It's the same shit over and over. It's just like
Yeah.
get from A to B. You're gonna run into random groups of zombies, and then eventually you're gonna come across a thing where it's like to open the door, it sets off this alarm, and you gotta fight the horde. And but like I don't know,
It's fun every time though.
It's really fun. It's another one of those games that like you got the right 4 people, you're gonna have a lot of fun. There's I miss those experiences like Destiny and
Oh God, Destiny.
oh yeah, like I
I've
miss
never
those
played it.
experiences.
Lost so much sleep
Yeah.
on that game, and I really didn't even enjoy it. But it was just something to do.
I
was hyped.
never once got through a raid properly. By the time I was in a position, I was like leveled up enough to be able to do a raid. All of the people that I would raid with had done the raid 100 times, and so we would drop in and they'd be like, all right, so you're going to turn left, jump 3 times, and you're going to glitch through this wall, and then you're going to squat because that's the only way you're going to make it through, and do all this bullshit where it was like you're going to sit here for exactly 9 minutes, and on the 9th minute you're going to shoot that guy in the head. That's going to trigger and I was like, can we just play the
fucking
raid?
speed running.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was like,
but
this isn't fun. I
glitching
don't want to
through
sit here
walls
for
and
9 minutes. I
everything.
want to play the raid.
Yeah,
Like,
but you don't understand how hard it is to play those raids like the way you're supposed to.
well, that's fine. I'm up for the challenge.
It's not a challenge. It's just a grind. It's very
Never.
so
like,
is sitting
very,
for 9 minutes.
very like acquirable, but like you're gonna die, and it's gonna take a while, and you're just gonna run around doing the same thing.
And everyone's going to get mad at each other.
But that's
Everyone
literally
yells.
every
Yeah.
it's literally every
That's the
game,
thing. That's
really,
what
though.
lost the like when I was playing Destiny. It was like the first one, and I just lost interest because after a while it was like you do the same shit different day. Like, okay, you got to do this mission on this planet today to get your extra points or whatever,
Destiny and
extra
MMO.
XP.
Isn't that how MMOs work though?
But like,
You
That's
just
how
run the
every-
same raid.
MMOs
just the
are
same
built
thing.
off of like the drama that you have with other people, not the game
Yeah,
itself.
Yeah,
there was
exactly.
exactly. There was something about the fact that it was like there was a reason to return every day with like my same group of 3 people, and then like weekends it was like we get a group of 6 or 7 or however many it was to do a raid. But like weekdays it was like me and 2 friends, the same 2 friends. We would hop on at the same time because we were in high school, and it was just like we would hop on right after school or like after work or whatever, and just play the game, and it was really cool. It was nice to just like. It's very passive. It was just like we're doing this thing, but like it's the conversation. It's like hanging out.
Can you remember your first like online gaming like experience?
Ooh,
'Cause I remember mine. Mine's real lame.
well, how
I don't even remember
how
what game. I
online?
don't remember what game like I first went online. Maybe Halo. I don't know.
So
Mine was RuneScape.
I RuneScape or Roblox. No, Roblox was
Roblox?
later.
Yeah, that was
Way later.
when did that come out?
I mean, Roblox came out like probably 10, 15 years ago. Probably like
Mm.
15 plus years ago. Ethan, can we get a fact check on that?
Yeah.
God,
Hello.
he'll let us know. But I'm pretty sure it was like 15 years ago or more.
how you know it's God and not the aliens?
We're not going there right now.
Did they fuck with the war?
Hell yeah.
Hello, God is speaking.
Hi, God.
God, you sound like a bitch.
Damn.
Roblox came out September 1st, 2006.
2006. I was thinking
15
like
years.
2012. So that's shit.
Wouldn't that be? Yeah.
14, 15.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Nailed it. So, but yeah, RuneScape might have been one of my first. I was thinking also about like, I'm pretty sure I was like online on like, it was either Adventure Quest or Dragon Fable.
That
Dragon
second one
Fable?
sounds made up. It sounds like you just made that up on the fly.
No, it was a flash game. It was like a point and click flash game where you would like direct yourself around, and you couldn't really play online together, but you could Trade, I think, or there was some sort of online connect. I don't know if that counts. Neopets.
Oh,
Okay.
Neopets was before RuneScape.
Neopets was the one to rule them all.
I never played it.
Neopets was old enough
Can't
that
relate,
I'm pretty
cannot
sure it was
relate.
played on dial-up. That's how old it is.
Yeah, it definitely was.
That was one of those games where I remember there was this castle game where you would shoot a cannon at another castle and it was just like made out of big blocks and you try to destroy it. And that game was too graphically intense for my computer, so I would shoot and it'd be like, and I played that all day. I didn't care how slow it was. I was just like, "Yep, I'm gonna go grab a drink and come back." And by the time I got my drink, I might be hitting. Like, I loved.
So all those old like Flash video games,
Game
like the
websites?
mini games,
Oh
like
my
the, like
God,
miniclip.com and things
Oh,
like that.
Miniclip
man.
was my shit. They had one for like Planters. I don't know why, but like the Planters Peanut had like the strongest fucking like game, like website for like games.
Really?
It was sick, dude.
Why
It-
did Cartoon Network
Have
have
the
the
best.
absolute best games?
The best.
You know what?
Fire.
There
all
was
of them.
there was a Codename Kids Next Door online game,
Yes, there was.
and it was like 3D.
I vaguely remember
but
that.
it was like third person overhead, right?
No, I think that turned into like the MMO that they had going for like a long
Yeah, it was an
time.
MMO.
That's still going on.
No,
You
that's,
know?
that's
I doubt
done
it.
now.
But like
Oh.
I remember that. But there was also like a Ed Netty skateboarding game that I played a lot.
There's
Oh,
the
yeah.
Kick the Can game.
Yeah, kick the can.
Yeah.
was something.
That game never made sense to me as a kid. I was just like, why are they freezing? What's making people freeze? I have no idea.
You just clicking stuff and stuff's happening.
Yeah. Pretty graphics.
Something that I've always wondered, kind of changing the subject a little bit. I know a little bit about how you guys got involved in everything, which I guess Ethan would be the connection for everybody. But like, how did you actually? I know how you guys met, I think, but I haven't heard your perspective of it.
Of what?
How you met Ethan, and then grew to become involved with LOWBAT and just involved in you know what I mean? Like, where would you say that started? What was the start of that?
So, God, what were we like, 12 or something? There's like a lock-in at like.
God,
the
can we
rec
get
center.
a?
Can we get a check for how old you were? There's like a lock-in that was supposed to be like a. I don't think it was a dare thing, but it was basically like don't do drugs. That was kind of like the organization that was running it.
Damn, that
was
worked.
That was like their right.
You came full circle.
Yo,
Go
that came
ahead.
Out of nowhere, dude. So some organization was throwing a lock-in at like the rec center, and I was there, and then Ethan was randomly there, and they like split all the kids up into like different like teams and stuff, and you were basically just playing the rec center like literally all night. And I think we got there at like 7 and left at 7 in the morning, and Ethan and I were in the same like group, and so we were just kicking it all night.
What do you do at a rec center lock-in? Like, what's the entire night?
Play basketball the whole time.
Is that like what did you guys do?
So, I mean, you take us to the gym. You play basketball. They had like games and stuff set up. I think there was like indoor soccer. They may have had that. I don't
Cool.
know. That sounds like a thing they should have had. I
Did they
don't
have,
know.
like, a pool open and stuff?
I don't know if they had the pool open.
That seems risky. I mean,
It'd
if they
be
have a lifeguard, I guess overnight.
It would be hype though.
That would be cool.
That would have been hype. I wish they had the pool open. If they didn't, they had a game room, and I'm for certain they had like consoles and stuff there. So that was sick. I don't know if this is something they had later. I think there's indoor archery in there now. I could be misremembering
whoa.
things.
That's cool.
I swear I've done it there before. But yeah, that was that night, and it was cool. And then I think the very next like school year, it was like 6th or 7th grade, and this nigga is just in my classroom. And we proceeded to have literally every class together.
Who approached who? So like you guys hung out at the lock-in and then dispersed.
Yeah.
Never saw each other again until you did. Who was the one that was like, hey?
I don't know.
Mm.
Legitimately don't know.
Okay.
It just started.
Just
Yeah.
y'all were just like, hey, what's up?
We're just like,
Homies.
yeah.
I mean, when you're in a new class, like you kind of gravitate to people they already know.
Oh yeah.
So like probably they're like, oh, it's that guy.
Like,
And
I
then just-
remember that dude.
Yeah, and then just, when you had free time, you talk with them, and boom.
Nothing is more stressful than walking into a classroom, looking around, and seeing literally nobody that you recognize.
That is a
And you're
nightmare
just
for
like,
kids.
mother-
Yeah.
And you just walk in, you're like, I don't know fucking
Like,
anyone.
it's like
Where's
nobody
Johnny?
knows me.
Johnny.
I don't know anybody. I'm gonna sit quietly, but then people are gonna think I'm weird. It's just like, man.
That sounds so sad.
Fuck Enid, man. Nothing makes me happier. Not to derail you. We'll jump back into it. But like, I see school buses, like, just like, I guess not so much anymore, obviously. And I also work from home, so I don't leave. But like, whenever I would see school buses, I almost consistently flick them off because I'm just like, fuck you, fuck everything you stand for, fuck school. I'm so glad to not be in that anymore. Somebody is at our door apparently.
That is the pizza.
Pizza.
Hell yeah, we're getting pizza.
I won't lie. I thought that was just me. I was just gonna not acknowledge it at all.
How much did y'all order?
I think a large and some cheese sticks.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, anyways,
Yeah.
but yeah, I fucking, man, school was just, at no point was school a good experience for me. I never once had a good school experience. So,
Really? No.
I mean, I may have had like a fun day once. I remember senior day, where they took the I think it was the football field, and they like had like floaties and all this like fun shit and
It's like
giveaways,
like inflatables and like small sports games and like the giveaway tent.
like there's a lot of really cool shit for that, which was nice.
Okay.
But I left early. At the moment that they were like, all right, I mean, if you guys want to hang out, you can. I went to Patrick and he was like, yeah, you trying to get out of here? And I was like, yeah. We just hopped in his car and left.
Oh,
Like,
sick.
and I think that was our last day at school also before graduation. But not, and school was not fun for me. But anyways, continue with your story.
No, that is pretty much like I saw him at a lock-in, and then I saw him literally at school. We proceeded to have pretty much every common like class together that wasn't an elective, and I knew that dude forever. That's just how that rocked.
So
I think at some point we also had like a student of the month thing because we're both dorks. So there was like some student of the month like pizza or ice cream party involved in there somewhere. I can't remember.
okay.
I can't remember where exactly that fits, but that was a thing.
So what about your involvement with LOWBAT? Like obviously you're homies with Ethan, you're homies with all of his other homies at that point. Like where did you realize you were interested in video or like any of it? Like where did you fit in with that?
So funny enough, I don't remember what day or how exactly this brought up, but it seems like just randomly I was at his house hanging out, or I guess the house before this one. And he's just like, Tyler, I fuck with cameras now. And there's probably a
sounds
whole
like Ethan.
there's probably a whole like I'm probably missing an entire arc of like what this build up to.
He probably was doing research for years, and then he was like cameras, and you were like, this is my first introduction to it, so this is the first day it happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's just, Tyler, I fuck with cameras now. I'm like, sick. He's like, Tyler, we're starting a YouTube channel. I was like, all right, let's do
It was short stories at first, right?
I think so.
Yeah, the shorts.
The shorts.
There's a
Y'all
few
had
of those.
shorts?
Yeah.
There's a couple of those, yeah.
We had-
Oh boy, that's news to me.
Oh man.
These are going to be watched.
I don't-
by me. Soon.
They're really bad.
How
They're
many
real
of them
bad.
actually came out?
None of
Any
Yeah,
of it?
nothing actually came out, I believe.
Yeah, I don't
Nothing
think
was
any of them-
published.
Yeah.
There's that one fucking
Well,
long
not
dialogue
yet.
scene that has like you, Jeff, and like Amanda, and like
yeah.
a couple of people. I still cannot watch that thing.
Dude, it's really.
awful.
I've
It's
only watched it
fucking-
through once, and it was so cringy. And I was like, I mean, do you want to finish this, or we just scrap it, please, please?
So they haven't been released yet. I'll say. Just wait. They're
I don't
coming.
know.
No worries.
It should be
We're
very,
never-
finishing touches. We're just finishing some edits.
top tier on our Patreon.
very top tier.
Very top, like 1,000 a month.
Man, I see that all the time. Like people, it's like $5, $10, $20,000, and it's just like, you know what? Maybe one day somebody will do it, and it's like,
Like,
it's
damn.
just like one person, just like, you know what?
Now we got to release the videos.
Yeah.
Just one person.
So, Duncan, I also know a bit about yours, but
Yeah.
I haven't heard your perspective either.
Are we starting from when I met Ethan?
Yeah.
Where I met? Oh,
this will be funny as fuck.
not really. It was I got picked up, or I got hired at Office Max through Justin, and I was just honestly, I knew I was like getting to know everyone, but I was pretty sure that Ethan hated me. Like I was like 85% sure.
You know what? I had the same experience, kind of.
Yeah.
Maybe not hated, but I was just kind of like, I never knew if I was cool with him. And then one day, man, it's so stupid that I remember this, but he high fived me, and I could bring you to the exact spot it happened to. It was at the
so
field
cute.
house upstairs. in front of one of the like near the bathroom, like near that like one person bathroom.
This is the cutest.
I was
shit I've
like
ever heard in my
hanging out with
life,
Patrick
bro.
or something, and he walked by and he was like, "Hey, what up, Casey?" He high-fived me, and I was like, "Damn, I guess we're cool." But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, it was really weird. Like, back at Office Mix, was I more outgoing? I guess about the same. I would randomly go, like, "You doing great," over the radio. I would just grab it and I would just pick someone and I would like look at them from like across the store. Just, "You're doing great," and I did that for like a month or so.
You guys had like walkie-talkies, or were they like in-ears or like?
Yeah, like in ears.
Okay.
Yeah, because the overhead people needed to yell at us very often.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And I don't know. I was just sitting there. I actually kind of remember this. I think he asked me over the radio. I was like in the back. He's like, "Hey, do you want to come to like a game night?" I was like, "What the fuck is a game night?" It's like, "What is that? Is that a thing that people do?" And
So
this is like the first time I had like actual social interaction outside of work for probably like 7 years.
forgot you had your hermit phase.
Dude, it was a long ass phase. So I was like, how do I interact with people outside work? And honestly, I don't remember that day. I remember, for some reason, the day before, the game night before they got reined in.
So this was after you worked at Domino's.
Oh yeah,
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's wild to think that I've known you longer than Ethan has.
yeah,
That's weird.
yeah. You know me longer than pretty much anyone in this room.
I never thought you were like.
Yeah.
You were always very just like I mean, you were funny. I mean, we didn't talk all that much, I guess, but I didn't talk to anybody at Domino's. But like,
No, it's not something
Fuck
you
Domino's.
you don't
Yeah, no,
talk
for
to
real.
people at Domino's. You survive at
Dude.
Domino's.
Yeah.
oh my god.
Unless you want to sponsor us later, Domino's.
Yeah. That was a whole portion of my life that I.
So he invites you to a game
Honestly.
night. You're internally freaking out, not sure what to do.
Yeah. That's what's weird about it. Is like I don't remember what we did because it's kind of like every other game night.
Yeah,
where
there's
you
been
just
so
show
many.
up and
You
then-
just show up, have a good time, and then you're like, leave.
Actually, I remember talking to Mike. Mike, what's his last
Mike
name?
Dean?
Dean.
Mike Dean.
Fuck, Jesus.
We played D&D the first time we hung out.
Was it D&D?
It was D&D.
Oh yeah, it was Mike's campaign, and Mike and I sat there and talked about the band Toe for a long ass time because he was wearing a shirt by them, and I was like, hell yeah, we're gonna get along, and we did. And I talked to him yesterday. It was very good, very fruitful. Where was I going? I kind of
You
Game
D&D.
night.
You had your game night.
I don't know. That's just how it started.
So you have that game night, and it's like, all right, cool. So like Ethan and I now like are like one step past just like coworkers. Like we're kind of cool. Did
Yeah.
he like invite you to another one, or did he invite you to like a separate thing, or like?
Was it another one? I think it was probably like I barely remember this portion of my life. It just kind of like started. I just remember it
That's
being
fair.
like after every like game night, we started like staying up to like 3 a.m. and just like shooting the shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what really started it was just the random shooting the shit. And then I'm trying to remember the start of LOWBAT because it was very similar where I just walked in and he just had camera gear. I was like, oh shit, all right, this is what we're doing now.
So neither of you guys had interest in that world.
Did
And-
he just assign y'all roles?
Pretty much.
It was just something to do. So we just did it.
He's like, I need someone to do this, and I need someone to do this. What do you want to do?
yeah,
I mean,
more or less.
I mean, obviously you have your background in IT, which is separate, but like, yeah, that is very interesting to just be like, hey, here's a camera.
Yeah,
Shoot
I mean,
stuff,
honestly,
figure it out. Like,
But like, this isn't the first time Ethan has like tried to like
yeah,
drag me into like random shit.
he's usually the one to
he's
do
been
it.
trying to talk me through. He finally convinced me to buy a MacBook after 15 years. So I
Your
mean,
previous laptop was a mistake.
and
yeah.
and are you
All right.
are you happier now?
I don't know about happier, but it's cool.
So I still hate myself, but you know, I have a MacBook now.
I do feel fancy as fuck.
I'm worth a
answering the
little bit
phone.
more, I guess.
I feel fancy
It
as
is
fuck
fancy.
answering the phone on my computer. I don't think I'm gonna do that any other way. If I have like the
Your
means.
phone rings, you're gonna run to your room and open your laptop. Just like,
Yeah.
hello.
It's so much easier to text on those things
Oh, I can
instead of
imagine.
just like having your phone. It's like
When
goddamn.
my MacBook worked, I never did that. I don't know. I just never did. It felt different. I was like, I don't feel like I'm texting you.
Yeah, it felt rich. That's the difference.
I mean, mine was a 2013, and I I learned it had like weird gubbins in it that like didn't make any sense. Like
gubbins.
yeah, somebody swapped out I think the motherboard for a different motherboard, but somehow it was almost like a Hackintosh. But I didn't know that's what it was, and I took it to. I had some issue, and I took it to Shiny Computers. Shout out Shiny Computers. And they opened, and they were like, "Yo," they were like, "Honestly, we don't know what is going on in here. The fact that it's working is ridiculous." Oh, it was because I don't have the hole for the headphone jack it exists. There's no like receiver in there. It's just an empty metal hole. And I was like, huh. And my left speaker also didn't work. And I was like, let's take it to them. And they were like, the fact that this turns on and runs Mac OS is ridiculous. Best of luck. And I was like, all right, cool. They were like, yeah, we're not going to buy this or fix it because we don't know how to. So
I killed my first Mac by spilling sweet tea on it in a very North Carolina typical fashion. I didn't have a computer after that.
I don't trust myself with such technology.
It's not that I didn't trust myself. I literally just didn't have a computer. It just killed it. Because like the motherboard is right underneath the keyboard. Mm-hmm. So if you spill water on it, you're done for a bit. So that was my first laptop. Rest in peace.
Wes broke mine, but I still don't know how. I let him borrow it because he sold me his computer. And then he was like, hey, would I be able to borrow your laptop just until I can buy a new computer? So I just have a computer. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't use my laptop, whatever. Gave it to him. And then he was like, hey, so like, I don't know what happened, but it won't turn on anymore. And I was like, I kind of was just like, I don't really know what to do about that. Like, I guess I could try to charge you, but I also feel shitty doing that. And so I was just kind of like, okay. And he gave it back and I haven't tried to turn it on. I just kind of like put it in my room. And that's that. So I have a shell of a MacBook Pro.
You were a lot more calm with that situation than I thought you would be. I'd be so upset if someone
I don't know why I was
broke my laptop.
I feel like I feel like it depends on who it was. And Wes just like literally at the time that he sold me that computer, the graphics card was worth almost as much as the computer, or as much as he sold me everything for. It's like he gave me a ridiculous because that's a 1080 Ti, and he sold it to me like probably around a year ago. And so that was like the 1080 Ti was selling for like over $1,000 at that time still. And he sold me the computer, mouse, a good keyboard, the big pad thing, a screen for $1,500. So I was like, yo, all right, like, you know what? Maybe I was like, I'll give him a pass. I love Wes. So I was just like, you know what? I can't be mad at you.
He used to stream. Does he still stream?
I don't know. He used to do like hand streams.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so because he played oh man, what is it? CS:GO. He was like on a team and everything.
Oh shit.
And he would do a stream like of his hand. I guess that's like a thing that people So I know he did that. But I don't think he streams anymore.
That sounds like a weird kink.
Yeah.
I guess what it is like people like to watch the flicking because that's how like you play. Oh, that's also sounds like a kink. But
now that you mention it,
it's just I don't know
how you live, Casey.
Yeah, I mean, people are into what they're into. No,
it's also a good way for people to know that you're not hacking if you're really good. So that's I know
right.
that's.
I mean, you could also
on stream. You can do whatever you want.
You could also just have the camera show your hands and your body if you want, like your face.
That's too much. You only have one camera. You might as well show your hand. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, who cares about your face? Who cares what you look like?
I don't know.
Show me the results.
I would never ever watch a stream that was just a hand.
You've done it plenty of times on a different website. Multiple different websites, actually.
You're just calling them out?
Go ahead. Kind of shit you think I'm into?
Puppets.
All right, we'll leave it there. Oh my god!
Why is that so loud? Fix it, please.
How you guys feeling? Let's get an update.
Yeah,
I have been shaking a lot, and I
Really?
think I'm holding it together pretty well.
Yeah,
Put your hand out.
shaking.
Yeah, it makes you shake.
Elbow up.
You seem fine.
Seem cool.
Yeah, I've been
Mostly in my
like,
legs.
I'm
Whoa,
actually
whoa.
curious to watch this back to see how much like I can't sit still.
Your speech,
I've seen-
your
your-
speech is definitely a little slurred
Yeah.
at times.
Your eye
bit.
movement is a little like jerky.
Yeah,
I've noticed. I mean, that's really all I've seen.
I want to see more. Like,
Hey, we just gotta let
It's-
time do its thing.
honestly, this is probably it because it was only
Might be.
like 1.5 grams. It's like it's not a lot to.
Well, just go take a big old bite of another one.
No.
Just eat one.
Not
eat one
right
fresh.
now. Not
No.
right now.
Those things are disgusting.
It's
I don't
like,
want to have to
like-
babysit you. The rest
It's like
of the
the
night.
person giving you a piece of an edible, and they're like, "Look, just take time," and they're like, "Nah," and they just like eat the whole edible.
That was me.
It's like, "No, I'm not feeling anything. It's only
Dude.
been 15 minutes."
Dude,
I was that dude.
you were that dude.
I was that dude.
So the last time I had edible, my buddy was like, "All right, so I normally take about this much, and you don't do this stuff, so you need to take about half as much." And I was like, "I ain't no bitch."
Oh man,
Famous
You
last
threatened me?
words.
how'd it go?
Famous last
I mean,
words.
I don't know. Edibles are like they don't do much to me. Like, but they just take like 4 hours to kick in. It's really annoying.
Yeah.
So
It's a
like,
really different high too, rather than like smoking it. It's like a body high. It's like you feel it everywhere when you smoke it. It's just kind of like you feel it in your head a little bit.
See, I
never
so-
smoke, so I mean, that my only experience of that is edibles. So yeah, I can tell that my body is like
Yeah,
T-posing.
yeah.
yeah, like I don't drink or do any drugs really at all. And I hadn't been like properly high since like prescription drugs as a kid, and I this past week just got over for the last week and a half prior, or so, maybe 2 weeks, a throat infection that got really, really bad, and I had Percocet. That shit.
that shit.
That
right
shit got
there.
that shit. So initially it didn't really affect me all that much, but then it started to, I guess, and then like I just got like very like chill and just very like body high, and I was kind of like, yo, this is like, it got really scary because like after like the fourth day, I was like, I feel kind of good. I was like, I like the way this feels, and I was like, hold on,
No.
I was like, yo, that's
Wait
a
a minute.
scary sentence right there. And so I tried to stop taking it. And then
You did.
yeah, I got a little carried away with it one night, but you know, it is what it is. Percocet's wild though. That's just cool.
Fuck.
Yo, Casey became a fucking Lil Xan song.
Yeah, I was like, dude, like this is
Lil Peep song.
this is the addiction. It's just like, and now I still have them, and it's like I could just be like, oh, I just kind of feel like getting
That
high.
is
It's like
terrifying.
that's so wrong.
That's
like-
terrifying. Like that is like
Yeah.
that is a legitimate
so
medicine
accessible,
that a doctor
yeah.
gave you.
Yeah, dude.
For like a reason.
Oh yeah, man. I wish I feel like I should talk about this with Amanda whenever we have her on, but I fucking she stayed at the hospital. I went to the ER one night. Ethan drove me, and then she came to the hospital to pick me up, and she had to sit out there for like an hour and a half, 2 hours or something. It was ridiculous because it took forever. And whenever I came out, so I had taken 2 Benadryl before I went, and then they gave me 2 Percocet, even though the dosage or whatever was supposed to be 1. The dude basically was just like, just to get you by right
Jumpstart
now.
it, yeah.
And I walked out to her car, and the first thing I said to her was, I'm high as fuck. I got in the car, and I was like, yo, holy shit, dude, I'm dizzy, but like in a good way. Oh, man. Oh, she, you got something to say?
So, yes.
Oh,
So I'm sitting in my car. It's like, I don't know, it's like 2 a.m. at this point. There's like the parking lot is dead empty. It's spooky outside. It's just dark. And I roll up. Casey's like, he texts me, he's like, I'm out. And I'm
This
like,
is Amanda,
"Okay."
everybody, by the way.
Hey, what's up? It's Amanda, guys. So then I like roll around to like the drop off area, and as like I'm barely, like the car is barely braking, and this man opens the door, and I'm like, hey, and he's like, I'm high. And I was like, welcome. And again, he's like, I'm high. And I
Just
was like,
bass boosted.
okay, let's get you in the
Bass
car.
boosted.
Like,
Yeah, I don't remember it all that well. It was late as shit. That whole experience was awful. Not as bad as no, that was the bad one. That was the second time I had gone to the ER. The first time they just were like, damn,
Sucks.
go home. The second time I was like, look, I haven't slept in like 5 days because I can't breathe. It hurts. I can't drink anything, so I'm dehydrated. Can you put me on an IV? Whatever. I had to basically tell them what to do. And then he gave me the Percocet finally. And then yeah, I that whole experience also I spent like all of it in a closet because they don't have, I guess, any rooms anymore or whatever.
Oh,
So
I
like
wonder why.
they literally put me. Oh yeah, no kidding. So like I feel for them, and like I'm not trying to bash them at all. They were doing the best that they could, but they did put me like in a closet basically, and they were like, yeah, we'll get to you when we can. Sat in there for like an hour. I was like falling in and out of consciousness, like for real. I almost fell out of my chair, everything. And I was sitting. So like if the door is here, I was sitting like over here behind a wall because I was the only chair that was functioning. All the other chairs were like broken or like had something on them or whatever. Because again, I'm in a storage area, and I was like, they're not going to see me in here, and they're going to forget I'm here. And I was sitting there like falling in and out, whatever. and then I heard somebody say my name in the hall, and I went, ah! I just, that was a noise that I configured to make. And then she poked her head in and was like, house? And I was like, yeah. And then I got up and she, anyways, I don't, yeah. So that was all what, like 2 weeks ago?
Did she
now,
shame you
probably?
for being in the class?
Yeah, it was about 2 weeks
Putting
ago.
you in
And
this
also, hi, Casey. So again, it's like 2 a.m. at this point. And I was like, what prescription did they give you? I'll drop it off for you in the morning, and I'll like come back to the house and I'll drop it off for you. And he's like, let's drop it off right now. And I was like, I was like trying to dissuade him. He's like, let's go right now, right? It's like right there.
Was I?
It off. Yes. So then we pulled in, and I wasn't wearing shoes. And I was like, Casey, I'm not wearing shoes. I can't go drop off the prescription right now. And he's like, it's okay. And I was like, no, I can't do that.
The way that I remember that going was I was like, in my head, I felt bad for you to have to like also wake up in the morning to do something. And I was like, no, let's do everything tonight so that way you don't like, you've already done enough. I don't want you to worry about me tomorrow too. So let's just take care of it. I don't remember pushing the issue. I just remember saying that, and then you were like, "No, like it's fine. I'll just wake up in the morning and I guess I didn't leave it alone." But
yeah, you you were like, no, it's okay, it's fine. And I was like, oh, I'm not wearing shoes, Casey. I can't go inside of Rite Aid at 2 a.m. right now. And you're like, I was like, and I don't trust you to go inside of Rite Aid right now because you're high as hell.
I wish I
and
had.
also sick.
That sounded like a great
oh, that would have been great.
So I was like, no, it's okay, it's fine. Just leave it. And then we like I dropped you off. I got you in the house, and then I just took the prescription in the morning. But I was like, I can't go inside of Rite Aid right now. I don't know what to tell you. You're like, it's cool. And I was like, no, it's not.
Why did you not have shoes on?
Because I don't like
It's 1 a.m.
wearing shoes, and I knew I wasn't going to get out of the car besides to get you inside of the house. So
Okay.
I don't like wearing shoes.
That seems so. What if like the apocalypse hit?
Damn, bro. I mean, I'm going to die anyways. I'm not surviving the apocalypse. Have you seen me? I don't need shoes. We don't need shoes where we're going. You know what I'm
Shoes are
saying?
for the weak.
There's a scene
She has a car.
in Transformers.
I have a car. What are you
There's a scene in the first Transformers movie.
Oh, where like the
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't know if it's the first one or the second one, but I remember being in the movie theaters and watching. She was wearing heels in one scene, and in the very next scene, she's wearing no shoes, and I was like,
So not that.
Okay.
In the first movie, at the end where they're destroying the city and everything's happening.
Spoilers.
And Sam Witwicky, what was his name? Right?
Oh yeah,
Something
Sam
like that?
was Licky, I think. Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, whatever.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
He has to like take the fucking thing up to the top of this building. Whatever. There's a specific shot where he like is stumbling in like a crater, and he sets both of his feet in a puddle that like goes like up like above his shoes, so it's like fully submerged. And I went, fuck this movie. That I was in the theaters and I was like, it ruined my whole experience because nothing is worse than like soaked shoes and socks and
Soaked
everything.
socks, yeah.
So that just made me think of this, but I was like, man.
See, I wouldn't have that problem because I'm not wearing shoes.
Well, but
Yeah.
your socks would be, and then
I wasn't wearing socks
She was
either.
barefoot.
so
I was just
Barefoot, yeah.
barefoot.
man, you step on the ground, you step on a nail or a glass or something.
Okay, but I
you
have a
do.
car. I'm in my car.
Well,
Apocalypse.
You have to, yeah.
Dog,
in the
if
apocalypse,
there's an
you get out.
apocalypse, I'm taking myself out first because I'm not
You're
surviving.
not taking me.
Exactly. I can take my bare feet and get out of there
You didn't
because
win.
I'm not surviving.
It's not like she's driving around the car like it's Fred Flintstone. Fred
Wow.
Flintstone.
Uh-huh.
Fuck. All right. Yeah. Like her feet are
You
hanging
okay
out
there,
from the
bud?
bottom.
Regardless, thank you so much, Amanda, for everything that you do and
Thanks
everything
for
you
dropping
have
in.
done.
Yeah, thank you.
Right.
Thank you for dropping in also for your opinion.
What?
So,
Go ahead.
What are you talking about in 3 minutes?
so back on the topic of wet shoes, because fuck those.
Yeah.
Like, that was like one of the worst things. Like, I'm so glad I don't work at Domino's anymore just because when that happens. Especially how
How
our
do
area
they-
flooded so much.
How do they get like soggy all the time or like regardless? Like I was like, I don't know if you guys had this issue working
You guys
inside,
just
but like
spilling water all over yourselves?
no,
like,
but
what are you
it's
doing?
like
It
I don't know
rains
if
and
like
stuff.
I don't know if like maybe it's just like it was like subtly hot inside next to the oven, but like I would like get home.
You
and,
had
like,
swamp feet.
and like
Yeah,
my
that's what
feet
that
were yeah. It was probably.
I mean, you're on
swampy.
your feet like 8 hours. Like you're just standing
yeah.
the entire day while management goes and sits in the office. And
Dude, he did
that's a whole other argument.
Yeah.
While us drivers get to go in our car and sit down.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Stuff
Mhm.
like that.
Oh, yeah.
You
But then
also got
we
paid more
deliver.
to do that.
But then we go on base, and the entire base is flooded because they, all of our taxpayer money doesn't go to repair their roads.
So there's potholes full of water everywhere, and then you get out of your car and you step down, and now my Nikes, which are mesh.
See, well, that's your mistake. You're wearing Nikes. Why?
Because I'm walking everywhere.
Get shoes for cruise.
I'm
or
walking
whatever.
everywhere.
Dude,
Yeah.
they're uncomfortable.
They can be comfortable. You have to get the right ones, and or just get different insoles.
Or how about they don't
And
have
most of
fucking
them are-
random puddles on a sunny ass day?
or now.
It sounds like a very personal thing. For you.
Granted,
Yeah.
nobody
Yes,
here is
it
going to
is.
be going through this anymore because we're all out of Domino's. But Vessi, shouts out Vessi also. This is a free ad for you guys. a little taste of what I could
Not
offer.
sponsored.
I
not an
heard
ad.
about them from an ad on YouTube, as you do, and
Nice.
boy, they're great. Honestly, I tested them out. I have two pairs now. I two different versions. I tested out the first one in West Virginia, and do you guys remember where we walked? We were trying to find the Mothman bunkers,
Museum. Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
bunkers, and there was that like completely flooded area.
That was wild.
I was walking along the edge of it, and I went, maybe I don't have to do that. And I just walked through the center, dry feet, completely waterproof. It's so cool. So anyways, and that's as much as I'll talk about them until
Until they give us money.
until
Yeah.
conversations happen. But yeah, Vessi's pretty rad.
I'm glad you have an affinity for such a product.
if I could walk around barefoot without like all the negatives, that'd be great.
There are shoes that
never
are
in my
like
life.
Toe shoes.
Yeah.
God, they look so goofy.
Has anyone ever put their foot
So
in
does
a toe
walking
shoe?
barefoot though.
No.
Does
No.
it?
That doesn't,
Yeah, and there's
it
a
doesn't
guy.
Look nice.
Isn't Caleb Folks walks around barefoot? Isn't that his thing?
I mean, I would imagine his hippie ass.
I'm pretty sure that's who it is. There's a local musician that like exclusively he like just does not wear shoes. It's like almost like a religious level of like he would walk into Guitar Center, doesn't wear shoes. You see him in public anywhere, and he is just simply not wearing shoes. And
How's
How
he
does he get into
places?
buildings?
Yes.
people just don't say anything. I don't know. He just it's almost
That's
like
the
it's
power of white
yeah.
privilege.
Well,
That has-
not only that, but
that
it's
has
also
to
it's
be.
also the power of not only white privilege, but knowing he has white privilege because he's doing it confidently. He walks
He's
in,
smug like
his whole style. Like you see, if
he-
you saw a picture of him where his feet were cut off, you would assume he's not wearing shoes, or he's wearing like fucking like the nicest leather boots in the world, but they're also like vintage. You know what I mean? So it's like him
Is there
being
no in
barefoot.
between?
It just goes with his outfit.
Mm.
It just makes sense. So it's like he walks around. He's just like, yeah, I'm barefoot. Do I have to explain that to you, or does this not tell you enough?
Do you think he owns shoes, like just in case?
I feel like he has to. There was somebody else that I knew that also did that. I hadn't seen her since high school, and then I saw her in my TCC orientation not wearing shoes, and I was like, "Girl, this is like important. Like you're in, but like you could get out too. They could be like, bitch, put on shoes or leave. Like, but nope,
That'd
no
be-
shoes.
Really, that'd be like the lamest thing to get kicked out of college for. And I feel like colleges wouldn't even care.
They probably don't.
There's way worse things going on, but like it's also like I feel like she would have stood by it. I feel like if somebody was like put on shoes, she would have been like, no, they would like, well, then you can't
But
go.
what
here.
about like your mandatory lab class where you have to have closed-toed shoes?
Oh yeah, you would get kicked out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you get
you
kicked
just
out
wouldn't
if-
be able to do it.
You get kicked out if you have like anything hanging or anything. Yeah, they would be real mad.
So like, isn't that like a prereq? Like she probably didn't graduate because she don't wear shoes.
I mean,
That's-
she
I mean-
might have like at that point. It's almost like it's armor. You know what I mean? Like it's not like I'm wearing shoes because that's what you do. It's like it's goggles or whatever. You don't wear goggles all day, but then you put the goggles on for this specific instance.
No, I wear
She
goggles
probably-
all day.
Yeah, I mean, same. All four of us do literally, but
Shit.
Four
Yo.
eyes gang.
but she probably like views shoes that way. It's just like, oh, it's like for this
And
protective.
it's
so
also one
sad
of those
now.
things. Like if I saw someone barefoot, I'd be like, all right, cool. Because it's like one of those things where it's like it doesn't really affect me.
But
whether or
it
not-
affects some people. There are some people in
Oh,
this
if
world
it
where they
stinks,
see a
yeah.
toe,
Oh,
they
that too.
just start vomiting.
Really?
Not really vomiting, but I know some people that are.
There's a whole other end of that spectrum.
Yeah,
too.
there-
There really is.
I'm
I'm
People
just saying
seeing
that there
toes
is
for in a whole new light.
Dude.
So, but yeah, just
Uh.
yeah. So like some people will be like, "Yo, feet disgusting," and like we'll just get uncomfortable. So like imagine
I mean, I didn't
like
in my day to day life. I don't even think that feet fetish is like a real thing. So I didn't even think about the other side.
I was gonna say the
Will
last
just don't exist to you.
the last
it doesn't
thing.
body me. It's not like I don't have it.
What,
so
what
I
do
mean,
you
fuck it.
mean that it doesn't? Like you think the people who say they have feet fetishes just like are lying?
No. It's like my entire experience is very self centered. So like
Yeah.
if I don't have a fetish or something, I'm just like, all right, it's there. I don't care. It doesn't exist. Like it's just not a part of my
It doesn't
experience.
exist to you.
So like if someone tells me they have, I have to like mentally I have to like readjust because I'm just like, fuck, this thing does exist, doesn't it? I have to sit there and like think about it.
Okay, I
Yeah.
mean that's
Duncan's brain is like in like conservative mode, not conservative, like
That's a
conservative,
slur.
the amount
I
of
was about to
thoughts.
Watch your
hands.
mouth,
that,
goddamn
that
it.
shit's a slur now.
What the
The
fuck?
amount of thoughts he can keep in his brain, he just like keeps it at like a minimum.
It's actually that's pretty much it. Like it's like if I haven't used it in the past like 30 minutes, it's gone. Like I have a
that-
very small RAM. I guess.
That's
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
basically.
You're just constantly like dumping your cash, just
Yeah.
over and over, just like I
Yeah,
don't need
pretty
this.
much.
Like let's just go ahead and dump this.
Yeah, and I'm just like I'm just looking around and I see something else shiny, and whatever the previous shiny was, that's gone.
This is the better shiny.
Yeah, this is a better shiny.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I live my entire life too. Like, it's actually really bad because pretty much every single like friend group that I've had previously, I just don't think about anymore. It is actually really bad.
I mean that also
One day
makes
that's gonna
sense
be
because
us.
they shouldn't exist. No, no,
no.
you're stuck
Friends forever.
Yeah.
forever.
It's like it's not until someone else like brings it up, I'm just like, oh fuck, that entire. I do that with my family sometimes too. It's
You just
like
forget your family exists? Jesus,
like
dude.
not the people I live with because they're there, but like extended family.
that's the
something-
only
That's
reason.
something honestly I can really relate to. Like not only with family but with friends. Like I've had so many different like friend groups, and I always did this thing that I would keep them separated. I don't know why, but I always would I would have like this group, but this group doesn't know about this group, and they've never met each other, and I would go hang out with this group and be that version
Be
of
that-
me.
yeah.
And then and I would have like 5 at any given time, and then
Yeah.
occasionally they would mix like on a birthday or something, and it was always really uncomfortable. I try not to do that now and like let people know each other, but I've had like different friend groups and I forget about them, and then all like something will trigger a memory. I'll be like, oh yeah, whoa, those people, these experiences, and like it'll all pop back out of nowhere, and it's like
Yeah.
stuff that was like 5 years ago, but it's just like
That's
it
pretty
does
much,
not exist until something tells me it exists.
It's pretty much me 24/7.
I get that. I don't do
Yeah.
that with things, I feel like, but I feel like that's just because my brain is so crowded. Like
The
my-
opposite of Duncan.
mine is, instead of it being dumped so it's clear, mine is so overpacked that stuff squeezes out and it gets lost every once in a while because it's just chaos in my brain all the time. So every once in a while something
misfiring.
something will just oh man, I will never. I would. Something I've wished for my whole life is to be able to have somebody listen to my brain and also allow me to listen to somebody else's brain, because I think mine's really fucked up and just constantly noises and sounds, and like it's never like thought out sentences. It's just the way I equate it, like especially when I'm like going to sleep or something, is like a cafeteria. You go in a cafeteria and everybody is talking, and sometimes things peak. Sometimes you can listen in on a conversation for a second, but then you lose it. That's what my brain is like most of the time. But I also wonder, maybe it's not that bad. What if I plugged into your brain and then I was like, fuck that, and it was so much worse than mine. You know what I mean? Like that's an experience. I also feel that way about pain. Like I'm just curious about people's like.
I'm actually curious. I guess I would just need to do research, but like how much that is like just the hardware that you're set on. Because for me, I have the opposite. Like I have to force myself to think most of the time. Like I'll just sit there and just nothing will happen.
Exist.
Yeah, I'll just.
You're the
exist.
second person that I know that can do that, and it blows my mind. So how do you sleep?
Can
You kind of just like so what keeps you up then?
So it's actually kind of funny. The only time that I think like too much is when I'm trying to sleep. It's like my brain just switches it on when I'm trying to sleep. And then like during the day, I'm just like, it's like natural zen. And it's,
What about
Yeah.
This might sound weird, but there's a reason. What about in the shower?
no, it's going fucking nuts.
Okay, yeah. I feel like that's a universal thing. Most people like shower thoughts are like that's a thing.
Yeah.
That's why I have to have music playing, and like I have to be singing to the music. If I don't, oh my god, I get so mad every time I take a shower in silence because I'll argue with somebody that doesn't exist.
Or start making up conversations.
Yeah, it'll be like
you're gonna have later that
like,
day.
like somebody kind of pissed me off, but we haven't fixed it yet. And I'll be like, man, they're gonna fucking come up to me and say this. I'll be like, man, fuck you, and like have the argument in my head, or I'll have watched something like political, and then I'll get in the shower and then have an argument with a boomer that doesn't actually exist. Like, oh man. So I always luckily I have kind roommates that don't mind my awful shower singing, because I be singing.
Oh, I've heard you.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
I be singing. It's not good, but like it's
Do you
it's
really?
distracting. Oh yeah, no, I really sing.
Yeah.
I'm in there yelling like.
I've never found joy in like shower singing.
Really?
Never. I never do it.
It's the only. I sing pretty much. I like struggle to not sing with songs. Like, if I know the song, I'm gonna sing. Do you just like listen to music like silently?
most of the time, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I feel like that like it depends on like
Depends
if
on the
I-
environment.
if I hate how I sing. Because like I have obviously a really deep voice and I just hate the way it sounds when I sing sometimes. So I'd just be like, nah, fuck it. I'm just gonna listen to the song without it. But then like there's some days where I'm just like, fuck it, I'm in the car and I'm just gonna let it go.
Yeah. I mean, I just try not to like. I mean, your singing voice isn't bad. It's like I would never put you as like a front man, but like I feel the same way. I feel the same way about myself.
Yeah.
Like my singing voice, I don't think it's like somebody would be like, "Shut the fuck up!" Like
Not a
but
front man, he says.
but it's just like you can hit the note, but it's just like not a singer. It's just like somebody who's singing the note also. You know what I mean?
I'll hit the note like 75% of the time.
I feel that, yeah. Like I'm just kind of like
Yeah.
I sing it like at a lower octave because everybody's singing in their like their head voice or like with their diaphragm properly, and I'm singing basically at a louder speaking voice. So sometimes it sounds all right, but yeah, I mean like I obviously like at camp and everything I've heard you.
There's like 2 people that made it like as a pop singer with like deep voice.
Rick Astley and who else?
I can't remember his name.
Fucking Rick Astley.
Did we just get Rickrolled?
All right, Ethan. If you want, you can go ahead and hit that outro music. I'm done.
Well,
I'm done. bro.
okay,
Never
we'll go ahead and end it on
Never gonna
the
let
Rick Astley
you.
joke. Thank you everybody for tuning in
I'm so
to
upset.
this episode.
That
Whenever
really just
it
happened
gets
to me.
aired.
So sorry.
But no, you're not.
You did that yourself, though.
No, I
he did
did-
that.
I didn't do anything. What are you pointing at me?
Wait, who said Rick Astley?
I
you
said
did.
it.
You did it to yourself.
No, I
Rick rolled
didn't.
yourself.
You're the one that brought up Rick. I brought up Rick Astley as a
That's
person.
all you got to do. That's all you gotta
And
do.
you brought up this bullshit.
Never gonna give you up.
I hate you and everything you stand for.